Good morning, everybody. Or should I say good almost afternoon. I fully intended on starting everything a little earlier, but when you have animals, sometimes, although not very often, they do something that they shouldn't be doing. But of course they're animals, so they don't know that they're not supposed to be doing it. I don't know if I want to get into it really because it's kind of, it is kind of gross. So I'll just leave it at the fact that the area where the cat litter box exists is a shambles, or was a shambles, until I spent the past 45 minutes cleaning it up. Should give you some kind of inkling as to what happened. Maybe. If not, don't worry about it. I'm getting over it, but you just come around a corner and the word explosion flashes into my head. I'm like, what happened? You know, and he's a cat. He doesn't know. It's not like he understands. Today's been a weird day already. It's Thursday. I have stuff that I have to edit now, which is great. I'm very excited about that. I did a project yesterday. I got the first episode done. I have 6 more to do. So next week, look forward to something happening in 7 parts. And hopefully it's something that you enjoy. I know a lot of people like watching people do things, like build things on YouTube. And you know, they won't be hour long, they won't be 2 hour long. This one will be about maybe 25 minutes long, and then I think the other ones will be a little shorter. And I'll just keep them in short parts, but you know, hopefully it's something that you will watch and enjoy. There it is. So as advertised, I'm going to do this in the Aeropress, one of my favorite coffee making devices. The simplicity is outweighed by its sheer usefulness. I mean, it's just a plunger, coffee sits in it, and then you push the coffee through. But you know, in the simplicity of the design, there is some amazing cool stuff that makes it so versatile, such as the inverted method, which I'm going to use today to brew some coffee, playing the most dangerous game of don't spill hot coffee all over you when you turn it over on top of the cup. So because we're using the Aeropress and we do our 7 grams to 100 milliliters of water, I'm going to do 14 grams of coffee. And then this is going to be way too big of a mug unless I want to Americana it with some extra hot water. But we're going to dose out about 14 grams of coffee. It smells so nice. It's great. And then I'm going to do 200 milliliters or 200 grams of water. It doesn't seem like a lot, and quite frankly, for a coffee drinker that I am, it's not. But there's going to be a lot of factors that's going to make the coffee a little bit stronger, which not only is in the brewing, but it's also in using force to pass the coffee through this paper filter. That should press out a little bit more over the stronger flavors of the coffee. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I believe in you, Bean. There's like a bean in there. There it goes. There it went. No, there it come back out. There it went again. There it come back out. Wow, this is a horse race right here, buddy. I think we got it. And again, I forgot to mist the beans with water. So that is my fault. And the retention of the chaff and some coffee in there. It's a little annoying sometimes. All right, so let's put this on here. I don't think I mentioned this. I've mentioned this yet since I've been drinking this coffee. This is the Ramble coffee. I've mentioned that. It's a Colombia brand. NARIñO, I believe. I kind of showed where that that area was of the country down there yesterday. I can repop that back up. That's easy. But I didn't mention, when I go downstairs to edit these things, I take the coffee down and I drink it. And, in between edits, I'll take a sip of the coffee. It's really nice because the more you drink and the longer it lasts in the cup and kind of cools down a little bit, it gets so much more mellow, and the dark cherry kind of pops a little bit more as it cools down. And sometimes, I'll have a sub-lukewarm cup of coffee, the very bottom left, and I'll take a swallow of that. And it's, it's actually very pleasant from piping hot to kind of room temperature. And that's a kind of, I personally, in my personal feelings, that's kind of the mark of a good coffee. And I have to say the past 3 days of drinking this has been excellent, and I've enjoyed it very much. Just a little hair longer. So what we're gonna do is, I got all of my coffee back, which is good. What we're gonna do is, I'm gonna pour this, tear please, there we go. I'm gonna pour it in here. I meant to use the funnel to put the coffee in, but I really didn't even do that, do I? Did I? Some people with grinders, it's really interesting because the device that they grind into, I mean, this one's nice because it's got its own, and it's got sharp corners. A lot of people use a round, which would make this funnel make sense because you can put it in there and then you can just pour the coffee from the round cup into here, or dosing cup, or whatever they want to call it. And they'll just pour it in there like that. And then most of the time they'll use a funnel because it's round, and round things are not always the best to pour from. But things with corners like this, you can just kind of put it in the corner and it goes exactly where you want it to go, which is why I really like this Encore. There's many reasons why I like the Encore, but it's ease in putting coffee into things because of those corners is definitely one of them. So 14 grams of coffee. I'll probably go for 250 grams of water because this is going to be a little bit of a stronger brew due to the circumstances. We don't need to let it bloom. See if I can get 250 in there. And we may max it out at, well, we can get 250 in there. Yeah, we can. Live dangerously. I will say, look at how it's kind of it's kind of leaning to the side there. That's little scary. I mean, this is scalding hot water, so it is now scalding hot coffee water. So, and I don't want to fiddle with the plunger too much, because if I fiddle with the plunger too much, a seal could break. So we'll just call it the Leaning Tower of Coffee and live with it. So let's give it a little bit of a stir. Not too much agitation, just enough to get all the coffee submerged. We can get everything going. I've got the GoPro back on. I wish I could find a microphone that goes on the lapel that's as good as the microphone that's on this camera. That wasn't expensive. As you could kind of tell from the past 2 days, that microphone is not terrible, but boy, it's definitely a little tinny. So I need to start the brew. Put this back on for safety reasons, of course. There we go. So yeah, so we'll let this go for about 4 or 5 minutes. But yeah, the microphone's fine. I think it's best suited for applications where there's 2 people and maybe you're outside, because maybe being outside with all the ambient noise and sounds and wind and traffic would make the tinniness of it kind of go away, because there is kind of like a can. It sounds like you're talking to a can a little bit. But like I said, it's a cheap microphone, and it works for the application that I wanted it to work for. I'll still have it and keep it. Maybe I'll use it from time to time. It'd just be nice to be able to use that iPhone with the little necklace thingy to more often for these things, because I think it's a lot clearer. I think it definitely takes better pictures, but I think it's a lot clearer, and it has a much better 60 frames per second rate than this camera seems to have. Plus, it doesn't overheat. You know, this camera, I have to keep it in the freezer for a certain amount of time before I start filming, because it will, if I go for, 20, 25 minutes of filming, it will overheat. So, but that's just the nature of what I'm trying to do. And still, after a year and some change, still trying to figure it out. Here we are into March. I hope everybody survived the time change. A lot of people did. A lot of people complained about it. A lot of people didn't complain about it. More people didn't complain about it than complained about it. But, it's kind of just the way it is now. You'll hear more from the people that care about things than the people that don't care. Of course, that's kind of in the name, though, isn't it? I don't care. I'm not going to talk about it. It makes sense. Actually, it does. Anyway, it's a beautiful day. We had a storm roll through last night. Boy, it was some thunder and some lightning. Scared the cats. They did not like the lightning and the thunder. They definitely hated the thunder. The lightning, they didn't really care that much about, but the thunder, they definitely don't like the thunder. And I think a couple boomers passed over top of us around 5 o'clock this morning. So, but I think it's going to be warm again today, maybe about 69 degrees, and then and come Saturday, it's going to start getting colder. So again. So I think I think the showers that they expected for today. I'm old. I'm talking about the frickin' weather. That's like when we first moved in here, and everybody else moved in kind of after us. And every conversation was, "Isn't it a nice day today? Oh, isn't it too cold? Oh, the weather." And it's just like, it's really funny how that's the go-to icebreaker for so many people is starting with the weather. It's just really funny. All right, we'll go for another minute here. Yeah, so that's super funny. I'm trying to think. There's really not much of anything else to talk about today. I'll have the videos coming out next week. I should be able to edit them today. I think it has inspired me to finally do another video that I've been meaning to do, but the thing has been sitting on the shelf, and it seems like a huge undertaking, and I didn't really... The thing I did today kind of gave me more confidence that hopefully it's packaged smartly, and maybe all of the parts come together in a sequence. I hadn't done anything like I did yesterday for the longest time, so I didn't know how the instructions would go. So since I have a similar thing, I'm hoping that similar thing will have similar instructions, and it won't be as fly by the seat of your pants as that kind of stuff used to be. I'm trying to be vague. I want it to be a surprise. I think it'll be a really fun surprise, and the people that will enjoy such things will get a kick out of it, I think. Totally not coffee related, but there you go. Good morning, kitty. All right, 4.5 minutes have elapsed. Let's get into the danger zone. Ready? Flippin' Z. All right, that wasn't so bad, was it? 250 grams of water, 14 grams of coffee. I put a little extra water in there because I knew this was going to be a little bit more strong. So what we're going to do is I'm going to apply nice, even, simple pressure. And it's going to push right through that filter and through an ever-compressing bed of coffee, giving it close to being espresso, but it's definitely not espresso. I mean, there's no crema or anything like that. There's just coffee, and it's just a strong coffee. And then we're going to take it down, and we're going to press, and then boop, we're done. We're done. And it's not a big cup of coffee, but it's a strong one, I think. Yeah, look at that. I should have saved the spoon, I guess. Oh, well, it'll be fine. Yeah, that's probably in between the Chemex nice red rosy color and the Clever's darker color for a light roast. So I think that's about in between. Heady aroma. It's the perfect brew. If anybody has played WoW in the past 15 years, you've probably heard. There was probably a point in one expansion, in the Pandaria expansion, you were hearing that in your sleep. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's really nice. But it is a little bit more bitter. It's a little stronger. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, I'm just saying that, you know, it's because of the method. This method produces a stronger small cup of coffee. The Clever can produce a stronger cup of coffee, but it's not normally what happens. And then the Chemex just releases a balanced cup of coffee because it's just like, you know, it's just handshaking with the coffee and then leaving immediately. Whereas, you know, with the Aeropress, they're shaking hands, they're Netflix and chilling, and then she's pushing him out of the apartment because she's like, I gotta get to work. That's kind of what we're looking at here when it comes to the Aeropress. That's good. I'm going to add a little bit of hot water to it to kind of even out the flavor. Make it an Americano, which is basically just diluting the coffee a little bit. Before I got into this journey, I always thought Americanos were the frothy ones. But no, they're just a little watered down because some people don't like extra strong coffee or strong coffee. They like their coffee mellow, and, you know, adding a little bit of water to the process helps mellow it out a little bit. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Yeah, and that mellows it out pretty good. I didn't even add half the water. I added maybe a fourth of the water that's to coffee ratio that's in here. So it definitely eases down the bitterness, which dilution is going to do. If you dilute something, of course, it's going to ease either the bitterness or acidity. But you definitely get a lot more of the dark cherry kind of soury kind of flavor that a cherry will give you. So this is great. This is really good coffee. Ramblecoffee.com. Whole bean coffee is what this is. This is the Colombia NARIñO. And I would highly recommend that you go on their website and pick up some coffee. It's 17 bucks, 18 bucks. I think they have some espresso that might be a little bit more expensive. But, you know, if you don't do espresso and you just do regular, this is a really nice light roast that tastes great. I would highly recommend it. Definitely a lot of fun. So that will do it for today and this week. Like I said, look forward to those videos probably starting on Monday once I get everything taken care of and uploaded. I did process the first video last night, and the process failed because I ran out of storage on the hard drive I was saving it to. So, and it doesn't warn you that that's happened, basically. You just have to find out by, you know, opening up the video and double clicking and and seeing, you know, if any part of it has failed. And usually they're pretty big files, so because they're 25 minutes long and they're jam-packed with transitions and extra music and, you know, that kind of thing. I really want to make a production out of it, so I'm excited. Today I think I'm also going to film like the very end couple of shots of what I've done, just to give it a punctuation at the end. So I'm excited to do that, and I'm excited to finish this stuff up. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great weekend, and we will see you next Tuesday. Bye.